Hi there, my name is Shauna and welcome to Yoga Snacks. I teach yoga at the Yoga Center Winnipeg, and I like to share some of my favorite practices with you guys. I also like to make this really accessible so that it's something you can do at home with whatever you've got. So your chair, any kitchen chair is fine. I've also brought some extra props this time though. So I've got a blanket, I've got a yoga belt, which could be a tie or something, bathrobe belt, something like that. And I've got a couple of blocks. So if you have that kind of thing at home, hey, bring them along for Yoga Snacks. And if you don't, you can make do with whatever you've got. So let's just start with the centering. So to center, place your feet onto your floor, toes spread, weight balanced into the 2 feet. Line your shoulders up over your hips and rest your hands on your lap. For now, close your eyes and feel the touch of your hands resting onto your lap. Notice what that feels like. Are they warm? Are they heavy or light? Is there a sense of stillness, or maybe you can feel a little bit of a vibration? Whatever you notice, just notice it, don't judge it. Then take your attention from your hands to your hips sitting on the chair. Feel your hips. Feel what the chair is like. Again, do you feel steady, uneven, comfy, awkward? You can use descriptive words, but try not to judge. Let it be a little bit more like scientific. And then take your awareness right down to your feet on the floor. What does it feel like? Are you wearing socks? Or your feet bare? Do the 2 feet feel similar or different? And just staying connected to these touch points. Your feet on the floor, your hips on the chair, hands on your lap. Start to feel your breath. Notice where you feel your breath. Is the breath in the mouth, in the nose? In yoga, we generally encourage breathing in and out through the nose, but breathing is the priority. So if your nose is blocked, breathe through your mouth. No judgment. And we're going to start to move nice and slow. So take your hands down to the sides. As you inhale, sweep your arms, bring them up, and look up. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down and all the way to your heart. And we're going to do that 2 or 3 times. Inhale, sweeping your arms, looking up, exhale, breathing out, hands come to the heart. And you can guide your breath so that the breath and the movement flow similarly. Okay. This time we're going to do a little extra something. So as you inhale, sweep your arms, look up. As you exhale, open your arms out wide and fold from your hips. Bring your hands down to the floor or under the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms, come up. And this time, glide your hands down and bring them to your heart. So let's try that again. Inhale, sweep. Looking up. Exhale, fold. Hands wrap under the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms, look up. Exhale, hands glide down to the heart. And one more. Inhale, sweep. Look up. Exhale, fold. Hands under legs. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands gliding down and to your heart. And just pause there. Feel your breath come and go. This time, interlace your fingers, flip your palms, and press your hands away from you. Straighten through your elbows. And slowly start to take your arms up. Maybe they will go part way, maybe they'll go all the way. It doesn't really matter, but press up through the hands and feel what it feels like in the hands. Maybe spread the fingers a little bit, open up the palms. Also breathe. If it doesn't look like what I'm doing, no worries, just doing the best you can. And then as you exhale, sweep your arms out like wings, arms at shoulder height. Then turn the palms slowly. Open your hands back. And as you exhale, go to give yourself a great big hug. Favorite part of the practice. And then you can take the hands away. So if it's possible, you stack one elbow into the other, wrap your hands, and this is called eagle arms. If that's not so possible, you can stay hugging or hold like this. As you come into this shape, just stay steady. Sometimes it can be a surprisingly intense stretch. Maybe slowly sweep your arms to the right and slowly to the left. A couple times back and forth. Then this time, as you go to center, start to bring your hands a little bit lower. Oh, maybe they don't go, maybe they do. Just kind of playing, experiencing. But if you feel pain, that's the sound of you backing off. It's not about pain, but sometimes you find a little bit of sensation. Can you just stay and relax? Great. Then let that go. Rest your hands onto your lap for a moment. Feel into the chest and shoulders. Okay, we're going to do that again. So this time when you interlace your fingers, let's have the other baby finger on the outside. Who can remember what that is? Good luck. Anyways, flip your palms. Take your arms open, straighten through the elbows. Slowly take your arms up, maybe bringing them to vertical, but really whatever your body will allow. Use your hands to stretch your spine. As you exhale, release your arms out, slow, shoulder height. Turn the palms. You're getting ready to give a great big hug. And then wrap your arms around. And again, do you remember which one you did last time? Hopefully you do. I can't seem to remember. It's okay though. Just do the best you can, and then again, wrap the arms if they will. Hold them steady. Wherever you feel a lot of tension, relax. Can you just rest? Then move nice and slow, little to the left, little to the right. Back to center. Start to lower the hands, see how that works for you. But if it starts to feel painful, back off to somewhere where it just feels interesting. Feel your breath. Okay, and then relax the arms. Just maybe close your eyes and just feel what that's like. Okay, we're going to stand up. So stand up, and a good thing to do is shake everything out. Okay, and I got a nice yoga mat here with me today, and it's getting all crumpled. So I'm going to make that straight. And then we're going to do a couple of standing postures. And so you can use your chair. You could have your chair by the edge of your mat, or if you have something like a yoga block, you can also have a yoga block. So I'm going to take our feet wide, a little bit wide apart. I think that's about 3.5 feet. I'm not really sure, but that's what we're looking for. But whatever works in your body. Toes are spread, and the weight presses into the feet. And for a few moments, just stand. Have your hands onto your hips. Feel your feet. And just get used to that feeling of feet into the mat. Are they slippery? Maybe you're on the carpet, maybe you're on the floor, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to move the hands up to shoulder height. And if you watch, you'll sometimes notice my arms aren't always even, and that's okay. Yours might not be either. Just do the best you can, feeling what feels like even from the inside. And now the hands aren't resting on anything, but pretend that your hands are resting. So have a sense like you could relax the arms down, even though they're up. Feel what that's like. And then shine a little bit. This pose is called 5-pointed star. Twinkle through your fingers, shine through your eyes, and feel your breath. From here, we're going to turn the right leg out. And you can keep your arms up at shoulder height. As you exhale, bend just your right knee. So your right knee lines over your right ankle. This one's called Warrior 2. You can look over your front fingertips. If your arms are getting sore, your shoulders are getting sore, bring your hands to your hips. Keep smiling. If it feels okay to keep the arms up, keep the arms up. I know. What's the chair for, Shauna? We'll get to it. Inhale, straighten the legs. Turn your feet to face forward. Pause in the center again, so finding that 5-pointed star as if the hands were resting on something. Feeling that sense of weightedness to the hands, feeling the feet, feeling your breath. Then let's turn the left leg out 90 degrees, toes turn out. Maybe you need to turn your right foot in a little bit. Bend your left knee deeply, line your left knee with your ankle. Feel what it's like. Maybe the arms are getting a little tired. It's okay to challenge yourself to feel a little bit of intensity, but at the same time, if it feels like pain or feels really uncomfortable, take a break. Hands on hips is great. A little smile is always good. And then inhale, arms come back up, legs straighten, turn the feet to face forward, and then let's step both feet together. Stand for a moment. Close your eyes. Okay, this time feet go a little bit wider. This time we're going to use the chair or the block. So, same as before, wide step, arms up, like the hands are resting on a shelf. Turn your right leg out 90 degrees, and instead of bending the knee, you're going to side bend at your hip. This is where you could put your hand on the chair. Fantastic. Or if you have a little more flexibility or a little more yoga experience, maybe your hand is down on a lower support, a block. Also good. This arm up here reaching for the sky. Or if your shoulder says no thank you, hand on hip. Rolling your chest open, pressing into your feet. Remember to make this practice suit for you, so having your hand on a chair is fine, or even being way up here. One more breath wherever you are. Press into the foot, or both of them. Come all the way up, turn the feet to face forward, back to the 5-pointed star. And then we're going to go to the other side. So you move your chair or your block or both. Pause. Finding your breath. Reconnecting to the feeling of the feet into the floor, the hands resting to the imaginary shelf. Turn your left leg out. Exhale, side bend. Left hand could be on the chair, or if you've got something else like me, block is good. Reaching up with the right hand. And as you're here, feel those main points, the feet and the hands. Excellent. Press into both feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn the feet to face forward. Step both feet together. Pause and take a breath or two. Okay. I think one more standing one. The chair might be really nice for this, or if you've got a wall, something like that. We're going to do tree pose. So, if you think balancing is a challenge, you got your chair for you. If you're not so bothered by balancing, you don't need anything. Either way, we're going to have either hand on the chair for support, and then bend the right knee, start with the toes on the floor. We've done this one before. When the toes are on the floor, I like to call it shrub. If you like, take the arms, reach them up. Feel the steadiness of your foot to the ground. Even if it feels wobbly, it's okay. Some days are windy. And if you're more comfortable in this pose, you can bring your leg up a little higher. Oops, windy day in studio. Come to stand, both feet on the ground. Okay, right foot is your steady foot, your standing leg. Really press, feel the touch of the foot. Hands could start at the heart, or again, you got your friend the chair there. If you feel steady and you know it, extend your arms, extend your branches. If you're really comfortable, you can take your leg up. Sometimes it helps to use your hand to bring your foot. Ooh. Again, windy day. That's okay. It's part of the fun. Sometimes I like to make little sounds, or you can always play with your arms. Find a new place to balance. And then step down, feel both feet on the ground. Calm and centered. Okay. Let's move the chair out of the way for now. And come to the hands and knees position. Okay. So for this one, if you don't, depends what you're practicing on, you might need a blanket under your knees. I've got a soft carpet and a yoga mat, so I don't need that. But make sure your knees are protected. Hands pressing into the floor this time. Just really feel the touch of the hands. Feel your breath. And then let your abdomen release a little bit towards the floor. Lift the front of your chest. And then as you exhale, round your back and start to take your hips back towards your heels. They might not go all the way, so just go as far as they go. Inhale, come back up. Let the chest lift, the abdomen drop slightly. Exhale, round your back, we call that cat. And then start to take the hips back towards the heels. And again, they might not go very far, that's okay, just moving in that direction. Inhale, come up, chest lifts, head looks up. Exhale, rounding the spine. And as you round, you sit back a little or a lot. One more time up. Okay, chest lifts, rounded spine. Then this time you could even bring your toes together as you sit your hips back towards your heels. Maybe you can sit all the way down. Maybe you can rest your chest and your head. If your knees don't like this pose, you could just do something a little bit different and lie on your stomach with your face down right now. So either one. Pressed back, child, take a few breaths. Sometimes it's helpful to have a support block or book, pillow under your head. And then inhale, start to slowly sit up. Swinging the legs out in front. And I always like to bang the legs on. A little massage. Okay, so when you come to sit here, just notice, how does this feel? Pleasant? Great. Unpleasant? Not great. So maybe you need to sit up onto a little support. I've got this block handy, so that's what I'll sit up onto. And then see how that feels. Do your fingertips touch? Reach up through the top of the head. Toes pointing straight ahead. From here, we're going to turn the right leg out and just like tree pose, start to slide the leg up. And you can bring it just a little bit, or you can bring it all the way to the hip. My knee goes to the floor, that's really nice, but yours might not. And that's where some of this stuff comes in handy. You can always tuck a pillow or a blanket under your knee so the leg is supported. Turn to face this extended leg, and again, if you have something like a belt, you can put it around your foot. That helps to keep the toes up, gives me something to hold in my hands. Shoulders relax. And then here, I'm just actually not going to go anywhere. I'm going to feel. I'm going to feel my hands touching the belt. Feel my foot touching the belt, foot touching the leg. Wherever there's a lot of tension, I relax. Then, if it makes sense, going forward a little bit. Then inhale, slowly come up. Straighten this right leg out. And then we're going to try it on the other side. So, bending the left knee, sliding it up a little or all the way in. If the knee is lifted, you may want to support it again. And these toes pointing up to the ceiling. If you have something you put it around, you don't need to. So you can do this without the extra stuff, but stuff is helpful here. Hands hold the belt. Shoulders relax away from the ears. If you don't have the belt, then the hands touch the floor. So you have something to feel the contact of the hands. Feel the contact of the feet. Take a few breaths. And only if it feels okay, start to go forward. Not important how far forward. Feeling your breath. Maybe the leg gets a little bit of a stretch. Wherever there's a lot of tension, relax, but also if you need to, back off. Not forcing anything. And then inhale, sit up, straighten your leg out. Okay, and then we're going to lower down onto our back. So coming down to your back any way you like, any way you can. Here, conveniently, I have my blanket for my head. Oh, that's just perfect. So you might start with your head supported like this with a blanket. This time, just like the pose we did when the knee was out, we're going to do something similar. We're going to let the feet come together and the knees open. This one has a big fancy name, Supta Baddha Konasana. Supported bound angle. This is a good one for your lower back. And you can just rest here. Take a few breaths. Okay, and then we're going to use the hands to lift the knees. Place the feet back onto the floor and take your arms out at shoulder height. One option is to just simply tip the knees to the left. You can put your pillow or block under your knees, or if you feel comfortable to take the knees up, you can take the knees up and then rest the knees like so. Taking a few breaths. And then inhale, take the knees back. Again, feel free to just drop the knees over, or have a prop, or bring your knees up. Lower your knees to the right. And then inhale, legs come up. Here, I'm going to move into a relaxation pose. So you could just stretch your legs out one by one, bring your arms down to your side. Stay there resting. I'm going to sit up. As you rest, feel your back body against the mat. Feel your feet against the air, your hands and arms. Feel your breath. With each breath, each place you feel, let yourself rest, let yourself relax. Absolutely nothing to do. As we get ready to close this show, you might just want to stay in this resting place. You could give yourself 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You could even go for a little nap. But just take this very moment to thank you so much for joining in and for being here with me in this practice. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.